Rah. Rah. I don't think it's right. It doesn't. Man, this is really tough, huh? No wonder why their boot camp's 13 weeks. What is up, guys? You're tuning in to Nikki MGTV for another military video for all your military video needs. As always, you can hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, or down in the comments below if you have questions. But as always, let's roll right into the topic. And I was thinking about this, different things I can explain because I like to educate beyond the boot camp videos you guys always see. And many of you guys understand there is a lot of things in the military that you will hear maybe in a lot of just basic terminology of like the last oorah or something like that you use as a phrase, but actually oorah is one of the things that is used in the Marine Corps. If you guys don't understand, there are 3 different phrases that we talk about between the branches. Marines are oorah, Huya is Navy, and then UA is the Army. I'm not going to talk about the Navy or the Army on this video, but just understand that there is a difference. Don't confuse those with the branches. They will get heavily offended if you are going to use this phrase improperly. And that's also in context, okay? So people that are going to start saying rah, oorah, or whatever need to understand that you have to use it appropriately at the right time. It's like a curse word, not in a bad way. You don't say it in a bad way, but it has to be properly timed. You can't just start throwing it at the random worst time ever. People will start looking at you like you're a little weird, but I'll let you know. I will say that it's funny because me being a Navy corpsman, coming to a Marine unit, Green side, where all I hear is rah, yut, whatever else, it was an adjustment coming over, but it's honestly something I use in my daily routine that I didn't realize or didn't notice until I saw how ironic it was, how I've adapted to the Marine Corps terminology. And I say that because on the Marine Corps side, I say rah to everybody. So everybody knows, like, you can say rah, sir, rah, whatever rank that person is usually, and that will get their respect rather than just the good morning. You can say that as well. It's just more motivating for some people. But what I want to dive into is, I do say this to some Navy people that are in Navy uniform, and I'm sure they're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So how did oorah even start as a thing? But I want to dive into what started this. So if you guys don't know, it's obviously from a war tradition from previous times, which were way before the Marine Corps. It was originally an Ottoman Turkish phrase said like vura or V-U-R-H-A. Right here you can see it. It looks nothing like how it is in the English language and how it looks. And this actually translated directly to strike, which kind of makes sense for the Marines as well. Or it's the Mongolian word urka. I don't know if that's how you say it exactly, but again, it's another translation of this. So it's not totally understood the exact origin of this word, but that's where they've seen it. These were used as battle cries. So that kind of makes sense again for the Marine Corps, why we would use this. Also, weirdly enough, it's had some different meanings throughout time. During World War II, when Marines were being treated in Northern Australia, it was known maybe as a farewell symbol as they were leaving to be treated. But it's also believed that this could have been maybe confused with uru. So interesting how maybe just a 2-syllable kind of word or sound is being translated to so many different things. And like I said earlier, this is something that was revitalized by the Marines after World War II. It's said to be that this was actually in the Korean War, where they had Marines, recon Marines, on a submarine called the USS Perch. The submarine was about to go down and say, dive, dive. It would make this sound, and then oorah was what they would respond with. To be the originator of this calling to be Sergeant Major Massaro, and actually it wasn't oorah. Like I said, there's been many translations of this, and it was actually a huga, but as that's moved on throughout the course of time, it's changed. Legend has it that when he went to the drill field for MCRD, I believe it was San Diego, he was utilizing this again as far as just with recruits and things like that and other drill instructors, and this kind of just took on a life form of its own. And it eventually turned into oorah, which it's funny because even now I feel like the oo part is being dropped off, maybe to distinctively make it different than hua or huya, if that makes sense, to kind of make that more definitive line. Like I said, they can sound very similar to Army and Navy as far as huya for Navy and hua for the Army. So ura, I guess dropping u and making it just ra might make it a little bit easier. Or it's just lazy because for some reason in the English language, we always find a way to make things shorter, shorter, and shorter. And I did mention about context of using it as far as greeting people, but you can use it as far as like just a motivating thing. If somebody is being sarcastic a lot of times about something that they're excited about or motivated to do, you just give a little hoorah right there, and then that's kind of how that comes about. But then again, fake motivation is motivation, so we accept it either way. If you've been a Marine or in any other branch, you've heard other phrases, and maybe you're Air Force or Coast Guard and you feel left out because no one knows what you guys say at all, you kind of just do this. Write down your comments down below what you guys think about the different sayings and what they mean to you, or any funny stories you have about these phrases. But as always, guys, if you guys do have questions, you can hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.